This 19-year-old makes $700,000 a year detailing Lambos and airplanes.
So we're looking at between profit margins.
Wow, that's insane. But the crazy part is he started just 2 years ago with $200 in YouTube tutorials.
I would borrow my mom's car, go door to door, and start knocking. We made 9 grand in one day.
One day.
I had no business knowledge. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was definitely hungry.
This fleet alone can generate anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. So you're saying that I only need maybe 4 or 5 of these to do 2 million? I mean, it sounds pretty easy to me.
Is Fabien's story pure luck, or can anyone turn $200 into a 6-figure detailing business? I flew to Midland, Texas to find out. All right, Fabien, tell us more about 2LC. What type of services do you offer? How big is this business?
Yes, sir. So we are 2LC Detail, and we're located in Midland, Texas. As far as how many people that we have on our team, we're at about 23 employees at this moment right now. So we service high-end clients. We service a lot of fleets. We've switched a lot more over to the commercial side just for the reoccurring revenue. We also do normal everyday vehicles. Whatever customers need us to do, we do it.
Awesome. What inspired you to get into the detailing business? Like, did you have any experience with it coming into this?
I did not. I was just looking for a way to make money. I was young, and I came across actually you guys' page, and I seen a video a while ago of a detailer.
Wow.
He was doing his thing, building his business up, and honestly, it inspired me.
Awesome. That speaks to the power of UpFlip. I want to ask, so once you watch our YouTube video, what was that next step?
The next step was seeing what I needed to do to immediately get started.
Love it.
I didn't want to make a whole 30-page business plan. I decided to just go ahead and dive into it, and what can I do to get started? Like, where do I get leads from? Where do I get my products? What tools are needed to detail, and so on from there.
Awesome. Who was your first paying customer? You don't need to say who, but how did you get them?
Door knocking. I was a big door knocker. I didn't have money to spend on ads, and not everybody does, so I went door to door and I did what I could.
Awesome. Well, this Lamborghini is super cool. I see an Audi R8 over there. Let's go check out what they're doing.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What is blowing my mind about this, the big space, all the employees here. I'd be curious, how much money did you have when you got started?
In Christmas of 22, I was gifted some Christmas money. I had about 70 bucks to my name. I was gifted $250.
Wow.
And my pressure washer was $299. So I spent all of my money on my first pressure washer. From there, I would borrow my mom's car whenever she wasn't working, go door knock. So I just started with what I had.
I'd be curious, any techniques that you use when it comes to door knocking? I know that's a whole art in itself.
Of course, not pressuring your customer. Be understanding. The customer may be busy. It might not be a good time. Always have a very gentle sales approach. Don't try to pull people in or sell them too hard. Let them make their own decision on what they want to do.
Cool. So when I think of an Audi R8, I think of success. So I want to talk about your success right off the bat. How long did it take you to recoup your initial $300 investment or so?
So definitely there was no success off the bat. Just getting out there, I had no business knowledge. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was definitely hungry. As far as recouping my first investment, that was maybe I would say about 3 weeks, a month time until I was able to make the money back from my investment, because as soon as I would get some money, I would put it right back in.
Viewers, we'd love to hear from you guys. What is the real secret to success? Is it taking massive risks and going all in, or is it building slowly over time? Let us know your comments down below, and we're going to hear from Fabien very soon on what he thinks.
Sure.
So you guys have this massive space here, but I know you guys also have fleets. Is it possible we can go check one out?
Yes, sir, definitely. We're out of the fleet right now. We can go check it out.
Let's do it. Now we're in the trucks, fleet of trucks here. I'd love to hear what goes into doing 2,500 trucks. Talk to us about how many people it takes, the details, how much you guys make.
So the first thing about these companies, and the thing that we like most, is that we're not in competition with any mobile washers. The setup that these companies request from us is extremely professional, and you have to be on a business level to be able to provide it to them. They need the unit number, the license plate, the last 6 of the VIN, what day was it serviced, the invoice has to be sent a certain way. And so that already is something that people on a smaller level of the average mobile washers, it eliminates them because they can't compete with it. Now, as far as all the guys that we have out here, we usually do an average of 4 guys per day out here. Okay. We try to get around 12, anywhere from 12 to 16 trucks, depending on the condition, done per day. This suite alone, I mean, it definitely serves us well.
Yeah, I'm curious. So are they is this the similar detailing you're doing for the individual cars? Talk to us about the process of actually cleaning these cars.
So how we do it for these companies is we let them choose their package. And so we break break it up between a moderate interior, extreme exterior, and what would you like from us. So once they give us kind of like a feedback of what they're looking for, we go ahead and price it. As far as this fleet that we're at right now, we usually do around anywhere from $175 to $200 per truck that's inside and out. Now what they expect from us is just no dirt or mud to be between any cracks or anywhere on the truck.
What is your margins on a fleet of trucks like this?
The margin of a fleet of trucks like this is really good. So we're looking at between 70 to 80% profit margins.
Wow, that's insane.
Yes, you're right. Yes, sir.
For someone that's listening right now, they want to take action like you did. They're watching this YouTube video. They're like, all right, I'm going to go to the detailing business. Is it worth going after a fleet like these for someone just starting out? We'd love to hear that.
Now, something I would say as far as going after fleets like this, I wouldn't too much recommend it when you're first starting out. One, because even if you do land a fleet like this, they're going to give you work that you can't keep up with, and they're not going to be satisfied. I would more recommend going after a residential scene starting out.
I want to ask this as well, because you're 19 years old. You're obviously negotiating with some people that have been in business for a very long time. They're probably going to be much older.
Right.
I'd love to hear, like, what's it like negotiating with someone that is so much older in your eyes?
The number one point, standard ground. You cannot it doesn't matter how many millions of dollars they have in the bank, how long they've been in business, what the company is. You have to stand your ground as a business and be considerate of, is this enough profit to be worth it? And just talk very straightforward with these people. They do see a front face that I'm younger, but as soon as they speak to me, they see how serious I am. There's a change of attitude.
What do you think has been the number one thing that has contributed to your overall success? Like, what's your secret here?
You've got to treat your customers like absolute royalty. You never know who you're servicing. You may go out to a residential customer, and that may be the owner of the biggest company in town. So it's the fact that you just have to treat every single person like kings and queens and make sure that they are taken care of. Customer reassurance. It sticks out a whole lot after the job is completed and after the service is done, and you still give them a call and say, hey, Sherry, so tell me really, how was everything?
How was it?
They value it more than anything, because especially after they pay it, it shows that you value them and don't see them as just a transaction.
Awesome. So what UpFlip viewers love is revenue. So let's dive into that for you guys. What does revenue look like today? What are your margins at?
So right now, as far as a monthly basis, we're looking at $60,000 to $70,000 monthly.
Wow.
And the coolest thing about that is now that is a stable recurring basis. But when we say $60,000 to $70,000, we're talking about consistently all the time.
Wow. So this is like a reoccurring model where every month you're doing that.
Because we have things such as these fleets where the business never goes anywhere. We're here Monday through Friday all the time doing these vehicles.
Interesting. Let's break down like the service offering you guys have here. We've got like individual cars, we've got fleets, we've got planes, which we're gonna go see, which I'm excited for.
So all across the board, we try to maintain at least a 70% profit margin. I would give fleets on its own around 40K of that.
Wow.
Because like
that's
I said,
money.
Yeah, definitely. Because we're here Monday through Friday. We have other fleets like this, companies unfortunately I can't mention. And we also recently landed a contract with one of the biggest oil and gas producers.
Wow.
And that is for 800 vehicles plus 1,300 commercial vehicles.
Starting your business is one thing, but starting at a young age, at 19 years old, Fabien has already mastered the skill of business. It's not about the hustle, it's about having the right resources at the right time. That's why having a partner like Revenued is a total game changer. The Revenued Flex line lets you access working capital on demand with no origination, maintenance, or draw fees. Instead of basing approvals on your personal credit, Revenued looks at your actual business revenue, meaning higher chance of qualification even if your credit score isn't perfect. I'm talking about instant access to up to $500,000 straight to your bank account or through the Revenued business card. Fabien didn't wait for his dreams, so why should you? Ditch the limits and get access to the capital you need for explosive growth today. Click the link in the description, apply in minutes, and fund your big play today. Awesome. Let's move to our fan blitz questions. Are you ready for these?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Number one, what's the most money 2LC has made in a single day?
We've made $9 grand in a day.
Number two, what's the biggest purchase you've made with the money you've made from your business?
My car is the only purchase I've really spoiled myself on a little bit.
Nice. I like it. Number three, what car do you drive now and what's your dream car?
I drive a SRT, a Dodge SRT. My dream car would be a McLaren 765.
You like the McLarens a lot.
Yes.
What's the best part of being an entrepreneur?
making your own schedule, making your own decisions, making the decision, when do I want to make more money, when do I want to pull back and analyze, being in control.
Number 5, are you an early riser or a night owl? Why?
I'm both. I switch my schedule a lot depending on what's going on within the business, but I like to be more of an early riser. Is the majority of my schedule. When you're up before everyone, you have an advantage.
If you could only listen to one song while working the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a good question. It would have to be Something to Prove by Lil Baby.
Nice. That's so good. Last question for you, number 7. How much would you charge Batman to detail the Batmobile?
I would charge $250.
Yeah, that's out of business, but there is opportunity with that.
Right.
So I'd love to hear, obviously you guys are doing creating revenue, but
course.
expenses come with that. What are your guys' monthly expenses? Can you break that down for us? What's your biggest expenses?
Our biggest expense, of course, would be payroll. As well, with our shop is pretty big, so our shop can be pretty expensive. It's usually a range of about $6,000-$7,000 for the shop per month.
Supplies as well. Break that down even further.
Supplies is the coolest thing about us.
Coolest.
This is the coolest thing, right? So a lot of people within the detailing industry have made a praising to their products and the most high-end products and the craziest things. We kind of on the reverse. We think of it more of a business transaction. So whenever we consider our products, 3 out of the 5 products that we have, we make them ourselves. And that comes at very, very low cost.
When did you start doing that?
We recently started doing that, I'd say as of about 2 months ago. We had the ideas for like, is it necessary that we're spending $220 on 5-gallon totes of this product? And so we gave it a try. Especially water-based products in this industry will save you tons of money.
How has your marketing strategy evolved over time? Any advice for our viewers?
So at this point in our journey, our marketing strategy has come from trying to pump a whole bunch of money into Google ads and the door knocking scene to more of our brand recognition. And that's how we've been landing, again, a lot of these bigger fleets and bigger companies is with the pamphlets and cards that we've created that explain who the company is and companies that we have experience with, the customers buy on it easily.
Okay, so starting as a junior in high school, you're pretty young. I mean, like, what are the biggest challenges you had to overcome when you were just getting started?
Definitely, especially being in school, I didn't have the time to do the things that I wanted to do and put the time into the business. So for the viewers that are out there, being in school shouldn't stop you from chasing your dreams. Definitely. In addition to that, putting structure within the company. Once we did start to get the business that we wanted and the schedule was filled, putting structure within the company can be extremely hard, making sure that everyone knows what they should be doing, understanding their task, understanding the detailing tricks, how to be faster, how to be the most efficient, and things of that sort.
Awesome. So I know you guys have a mobile sector. Let's go check that out.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Awesome. Tell us, Fabien, where are we at? What are we doing behind us?
So right now we're at Hall's Rooter and Plumbing. These are good friends of mine. We service all of their vehicles. They have vans, trucks, a couple of smaller vehicles.
Interesting.
On this vehicle, we're doing an interior and exterior detail.
How much can you like make on a detailing service like this one specifically?
So a detailing service, a single detailing service is all dependent on what the customer is wanting.
Yeah.
Usually you're looking at that range of anywhere between 185 to 210 or so.
Okay.
But that is before all add-ons. So if the customer would like an engine bay detail, that's an extra $50. They want a leather conditioner, extra cost, correct, and it adds on.
Interesting. So for these luxury cars, I'm just like curious, like you really just learned this all from YouTube on how to clean cars.
Of course, right. YouTube is definitely my teacher. Also, the in-person experiences, just asking your customer what their concerns are, what should we be careful with. Sometimes the customer will mention it's newly painted or it's a brand new vehicle. Please keep the pressure washer away from it. And after hearing that time and time again, it kind of just becomes a rule within the workplace.
All right, talk to us about mobile and in-shop. What are the benefits of each one? Do you need a shop to get started?
I would definitely say just to start, you do not need a shop to get started.
You do not.
Work with what you have. If you have $100 to your name, get something, get a pressure washer, get even just a bucket and soap and start and work with what you are. As far as the differences between mobile and shop, we do prefer shop and we try to push customers toward the shop just because it's a more controlled environment. It's a more safe environment. I mean, we have cars passing up and down the street, as well as the profit margins are higher in the shop, being that the pullers are compensated for their gas and things like that.
Let's talk about like the best systems you guys have for, especially when it comes to like interior here.
So I would definitely say the team management system, it plays a big part in all of our systems and processes.
our quality check forms. There's forms for all the fleets that we complete, as well as we even have systems inside of our team management system where if an employee forgets, how do I detail a door panel? How do I vacuum the carpet? How do I use a drill brush? They can go inside of what we call a knowledge base and click on the videos and refer to it on job, on location, anywhere they are.
Cool, now that Tyler's almost done do the interior, let's check out how you guys clean the exterior.
Yes, sir, let's
do it. Let's head it back. What's the secret to a perfect exterior? Any tips for people watching at home?
Definitely on the exterior of the vehicle, you want to ensure that when you do your wash process, that no dirt and debris is left behind.
Yeah.
Then a lot of the things can be done within your finishing process. As far as waxing and finishing out the vehicle, look at it from as many angles as possible. You want to get in the front angle, you want to get high, low, get down on your knees, whatever is necessary to see it from different angles, because that's the same way the customer is going to come check it out whenever you're finished up.
If you had to start over again with $200, what would you do first? Can you give us like a step-by-step blueprint on exactly what you would do here?
I would definitely start off, I would get right back on the doors. I would start door knocking. From door knocking, as soon as I would build up enough leads to have a client base, I would pack out my schedule. Every single moment that I could work, I would work until I built up enough savings to hire my first employee. After hiring my first and second employee, I'll try to take a step away from the business and start working on the systems.
Awesome. You guys have 22 employees. I'd love to hear, how do you guys keep your crew motivated and hungry to perform as the best as they can?
Right. So first, the structure of the company is completely incentivized or incentive-based, you could say. All the employees are paid based on the commission of the details that they perform. So just off the start, that's already giving the employee the mindset of a hustler, because they know if they complete a truck inside and out, and I'm just spitting numbers, let's say they get $90, they think, okay, how many trucks can I complete in one day to earn me the most amount of money? The problem is when you pay your employees hourly, they're not going to be incentivized to get more work done. They're going to be incentivized to be on the clock longer.
All right, as much as I love the trucks, as much as I love the Lambos, I knew you guys do planes, which I'm super excited for. What is up with that? Can we go check it out?
Yes, sir. Let's go check it out.
Let's go, dude. Let's go fly away. Awesome. This is insane. We have done many detailing businesses, but we have never detailed a plane. I would love to hear, like, how did it start for you guys?
Yes, sir. So this actually, funny enough, this started as like a joke between the both of us. Me and my business partner, Caden. We were talking about how we do cars, we do fleets, we do high-end, we do maintenance, all this, but why don't we do planes? So this guy, he turns off his location. I'm like, what are you doing? And one day, and then he pops out of nowhere with a fleet of planes. And so we ended up starting the service. Everyone within this airport, they kind of know us as their plane detailers.
Wait, so how did you guys like land the client? Did you like, was this a door knocking situation, or like how'd you land this?
We just tried to find who had planes near us. He did his thing, he made a couple of calls, connections, just showing them our reputation. We've done high-end vehicles, we're trustable, and then we ended up landing a whole bunch of planes with them.
Wow, that is so cool. A question I have to ask, of course, so you've done like vehicles, you've done luxury vehicles as well, but like how much you guys make from detailing a plane?
So planes, usually on average, if the customer would like inside and out, they're looking at around $350. Whenever they're looking at just for the outside, it's around a $200 to $250 range. It's a simple clean, but it's very meticulous. What they'd like as far as no bugs at all being on the surface of the plane. They have a very strict rule about how the windows have to be clean so that there's no streaking and there's no blinding the pilots whenever they're flying as a result of streaking.
Interesting. So like $350 for the inside and outside. I mean, how did you land on that number? I'd love to hear $350. Let's charge that.
So what we told them and what we do with most of our clients, especially when we get into someone new or something new, usually what we do is we come out and we say, hey, I'm gonna be honest, we haven't done this before, but we would love to take care of you. You tell me, what do you want to pay this first time? We're just gonna do kind of like a trial rate, and then we'll tell you what we need to charge for this to make sense as a business transaction.
Awesome. So back at the shop, you guys had Lamborghinis, you had Audis, you have planes here. I'd love to hear, who are you serving and any advice that these multimillionaires, potentially billionaires, have given you?
So a lot of the customers that we're servicing are within the oil and gas industry. That's just where the money is out here. Everybody's making their money through the oil. One of the biggest lessons that I learned from someone within the oil and gas industry is incentivizing your employees. So what's the reason for the employee to come to work work hard and actually try? So that's the reason that we've structured things the way that we have.
From knocking on doors by yourself to leading a crew like in an airplane hangar here, I mean, did you ever think you'd be where you are today?
I definitely did not. I couldn't see this far. My background is being born in the Caribbean, in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Like
like I said, I then moved to Florida, and then I moved here. When I came here, I was pretty distraught about leaving my friends in Florida and stuff like that. So, but luckily it had me be by myself and able to focus on business and building my character and who I am. But as far as the vision for the company, now what we have achieved is definitely enlarge the vision to have multiple locations
So
and
cool.
really go all around the United States with the 2LC branding.
Would love to hear like a mindset that you've adopted to help you grow.
Definitely one of the mindsets that me and Kaden often refer back to is that the fish can only grow to the side of the tank. Same as like, just if you think of any fish, you cannot get outside of the size of your tank. So that's the reason why everything that we do, we think of things as making space for what you'd like to do. That's the reason why we got a big shop. That's the reason why you have so many employees, because when you have a lot of employees, you have a reason to find work to satisfy the employees.
This video is brought to you by the UpFlip Academy and our new 10-day business launch plan. This plan gives you everything you need to have your business up and running in 10 days. No guesswork, no stress, just follow the simple steps that we lay out for you. So if you're serious about getting started with your next business, get free access to our 10-day launch plan by clicking the link in the description or heading to upflip.com/launch. That's upflip.com/launch. What's it like having this sort of cash at a young age? Like, where are you spending it?
I don't really spend it too much on myself. I mean, I've made a nice living, me and Kaden. You know, we just make ourselves happy enough to be satisfied, but everything gets reinvested back into the business. Once you get to a certain level and a certain mind state, you do it less for getting flashy cars or impressing people, and you start to think about your family and what do you want long term and what do you want to leave behind. And you know, it's funny to say that at 19 years old, but
Seriously, you're thinking about legacy now.
Seriously, I started to think about the legacy of my last name and what can I leave behind for my niece, nephews, kids, everything in the future.
So I'd love to hear, like, what are the two smartest business decisions you've made?
Definitely number one is taking risk. I mean, I'm all for taking risk. I'll do what's necessary to be able to level up. I can't just be mediocre and be on the same level.
Yeah.
And definitely secondary, to stop working within the business. There are many people that try to scale to this level or scale to a level beyond this, and it's just not possible when your day consists of physically working within the business. And trust me, I have much experience in that myself.
What's your best advice out there for someone, young or old, who wants to start a new business?
Definitely to work with what you have in business. A lot of people think that in order to get into business, you have to have this investor, you have to get $20,000 from this place and take out a loan. And I definitely think it's a big message I would say to the viewers to go ahead and work with what you have, work with the connections you have, work with the money you have, and make the best of it. In addition to that, I would say take action and go out and practice what you'd like to do.
Yeah, for someone listening that's afraid to take that leap into like entrepreneurship, is the advice take action? Or if someone is scared, what else would you tell them?
Get an understanding of what you're getting into and take action as soon as you get the basics. So do not try to go into an industry and try to get the A to Z, because there is nowhere in any industry where you can find the A to Z online. You learn the A to Z by being within the business and having experience.
Cool. So when you're building a company, there's obviously a lot of factors that go into it, but people are one of the most important parts. I mean, has there been one person that has like really played a key into your success?
Number one, I have to give a shout out to my brother Kaden. I mean, everything, he's like we're like the crazy duo. Yeah, we're like, you know what, we can compete with NASA. And he's like, yeah, you know what, we can. And he's just like, I mean, that's just how it is in that brother relationship. So he came from Florida and entered into the business. That was when we had that big explosion into doing big business, because there was no longer any caps on our minds. We're like, you know what, we could do whatever we want. We can service whatever we want. Whatever idea we get, we can perform it. In addition to that, I've learned that you have to make connections with the businesses that are around you. One of the businesses here in the area that we're very fond of and we've built a really good relationship with is KJ's Auto Hill Repair. They're located here and out of Colorado. We've created a really good relationship. They service these fleets, we service these fleets, and we tell the fleets, hey, do you need hill repair? Pass them to them, and they service these big fleets and they say, hey, do you need detailing? And it's just like a hand in hand. It's just the best mixture and the best relationship that we've built with them.
So being an entrepreneur, you're literally doing like everything. I'd be curious for you, what's an unexpected skill you've developed as being an entrepreneur?
Just having a very strong mindset in business. You never know what's next. You never know what tomorrow holds, what next week holds. So it definitely more than everything has allowed me to have a sense of security and a very strong mindset.
What are some tips that helped you develop that mindset?
One, always being calm no matter what the situation is. Panicking is never beneficial. Always looking at the positive side of things, because a lot of things, I mean, in business, there's always something that you could be focused on that's negative, but you're much better off focusing on the positive and solving the problems rather than seeing it as a setback.
So entrepreneurship is so hard. You started this as a junior in high school, you're 19 now. I mean, was there ever a time you thought about giving up? What happened and how'd you overcome it?
There was never a time I thought about giving up. That's just not the way that I think about things. We have had many hard periods and hard times within the business. Just as far as introducing new ways to avoid problems that we've seen in the past, the best way I could say to handle problems as an entrepreneur, like I said, just keep calm. I mean, more than anything, be calm. Do what I like to call addressing the realities. So, I mean, be realistic with the situation. What is actually going on here? What are the problems and how can they be fixed? Don't get yourself in a mind swirl of, you know, just making the problem worse than it is. Always try to think as best as you can.
Awesome. I'd love to have you take us through your current marketing budget. How has your digital marketing strategy evolved over the years?
Right, so at the scale that we're at, it can be understood that we're spending a little bit more money on marketing than you do at the smaller scale. But still, even at the level that we're at, I say Google Ads exclusively, we're doing about $3,000 to $4,000 a month on Google Ads.
Wow.
Just maximizing and making sure that your CPA is the absolute best that you can get. In addition to that, we do Instagram boosts just so that people in our area, we do a selective to Midland and Odessa, so people in our area can get to find out about us.
I want to ask a question that comes to mind as well, because like the Midlands, I believe there's like 130,000 people here. Right. So you think about the Austins, the Dallas, there's millions of people.
Right.
I mean, why is it beneficial for you guys to start in a little bit of a smaller market compared to these bigger markets?
It's the fact that we can absolutely own this space. I mean, when you look up detailing, you know who pops up. You know who has the most reviews in the town, you know who's the biggest. So whenever you look up anything that has to do with detailing, ceramic coating, we pop up above all of them. We control the space and then we can grow from here.
Nice. So you obviously have been doing like a lot with 2LC. Future businesses, just a future state. Like what's something that you can apply from 2LC to future businesses?
Systems. That is the absolute best thing that you want to incorporate in your business, is systems that don't make it necessary that you can't trust your employees to do what they're asked to do, that your managers are in place, they're doing what they know, they're doing their position, they understand their position. So all systems possible that you can incorporate into your business, save you a lot of headaches, make you scale really fast.
I'd love to hear like what was one of the first systems you implemented here at 2LC?
So the very first system that was implemented is what we call the 2LC picture system. And that is being that I had a fear that when I'm not at these jobs, are these guys performing the work that I would like them to up to the highest quality. So now we have an advanced version of that, which is the 2LC quality check form, which requires them to take pictures of all areas of the vehicle. They go down an entire form, they submit it, it's quick and easy, maybe takes 5 minutes. But as far as when I first started, it was just a 2LC picture guide is what I would call it. We would have a group chat and I would say, hey, at the end of every job, I need you guys to submit these pictures because I need to know that we're doing quality work.
So in 2025, you're expecting to hit $2 million in revenue. What makes you so confident you can hit that number?
Opportunities such as this highlight what we're capable within the detailing industry. This company, for example, is giving us 2,500 trucks. This is not their only lot, and this is on a recurring basis Monday to Friday. This is not the only company like that. Like I said, we just landed a contract with one of the biggest oil and gas producers that is for 800 vehicles, and that's personal employee vehicles. In addition, 1,300 commercial vehicles. So if you add up these opportunities and you go over a monthly basis, this fleet alone can generate anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. So you're saying that I only may need maybe 4 or 5 of these to do 2 million? I mean, it sounds pretty easy to me. The track that we are on building our reputation and showing what we're capable of within the marketplace, the connections that we're making, we'll be able to do that in no time.
What's the biggest misconception people have about running a business like yours?
Definitely thinking that the business is easy. Now I know it looks like we just wash cars. It's just a wash mitt, dry it, you know, fix it up, make it look nice. But it's a lot deeper, especially when you get to our size and our scale. As far as systems, the employees understanding what to know, scheduling, pricing, everything down to profit margins. There's a lot of factors within any business when you scale to a certain level.
I feel like with car detailing as well as like what I've seen with like the planes here is like
the attention to detail like has to be there.
It
like
has to be there.
how do you train that? Like what SOPs do you have in place for that?
So what we do is every single type of detail that we perform, we make sure that the employee takes a training course prior to doing the detail. So for the employee to detail a plane, they have to take a training course, or what are the expectations whenever you're detailing a plane? How should it look at the end of it? What are our main areas of concern? Those are the parts that we want to make sure that we focus on and make sure that those are perfect, as well as they have documents within their phone in our team management system that at any time they can pull up their phone just like in the shop and click on that document, and it's going to give them again step by step, how do I detail this plane?
Obviously you guys have a ton of great reviews, a ton of happy people, but with business there's obviously people that will be upset. I mean, how do you guys handle disgruntled customers?
You have to understand that the customer is right. The customer is always right no matter what, even when they're being a little bit picky or it's a little bit unreasonable. They're still right. So you have to see what is the best solution, and you have to make it very, very clear to the customer that I'm going to take care of you. We're going to come to an understanding, and after this I hope we have the best relationship after we fix this little hiccup. And I love it.
Fabian's story is insane, and if you guys like young entrepreneurs, check out episode 193 with another 19-year-old who makes $400,000 a month with demolition. Definitely like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next episode.